Say you want to format some characters or paragraphs in your document, simply clicking and dragging, selecting it, then coming up in your font group here, clicking on B for bold, changing the font and everything. It takes maybe 4 or 5 clicks depending upon how many formats you'd like to apply to it. But how about if we just go ahead and have one click and have all formatting predefined for us? Well, you can do that by creating your own style in the Style group. In the Style group, in an earlier training video, we talked about Microsoft's default styles. You can click the expandable box. You can see they have heading 1, heading 2, and you can modify them by right-clicking and saying modify it, and maybe making a change instead of to something blue, like it shows here, maybe in black. But in any case, what we want to do is we want to create our own style. So let me go ahead and undo this so we're back to square one. And in the Styles group, I'm going to click its expandable dialog box button. It's got a list of all the available styles here, including the one that we're clicking in and selecting as body. In fact, double checking, you can see when I click in the text below and up in the font group, it says it's Times is the font and it's size 12. And it's saying that the style currently applied is body. So when I right click body and I say modify, it should reflect the same thing, Times, size 12, size 12. If it doesn't, it might mean that, and it can happen, that other font was copied and pasted within the document and not necessarily matching the style that should have been applied to it. So in any case, be careful of your styles and know that not everything you see here will necessarily exactly match what's selected over here. It just sometimes will try to do the best case scenario or the best match that it can. So to be able to create our own style, let's say for Warrior here, I want to be able to, throughout the whole document, make Warrior bold, put it in red, and to create my own style, down at the bottom I've got a couple of buttons. The one we want to click on is the New Style button. Up at the top I can type in Spiffy, that's going to be the name of my style. The style type will be applied to a whole paragraph or just characters as I select them, and you can see the preview window down below. Formatting, maybe we'll do COM, start typing, it brings up Comic Sans, then I'll hit my tab key. Font size, maybe let's do 16, no too big, let's do 14. We can do B for bold, the color, we can change it to red. Now this gives me the basic formatting. There are more formatting options. I can click on my format button and select font, like for example applying shadow to it. Gives it a little bit of shadow, you can't see it too well, but it's there. Click OK, and because I had the word selected, it did two things. First of all, it created the Spiffy style, added it to my quick styles. Of course, if I right click to modify it, you can see it was defaulted, add to the quick style list. I could uncheck that and click OK, and it would remove it from my quick styles list, but I like it because it gives me a nice preview. And the other thing is it applied to what I had selected. So if I want to find another Warrior here, double click on it to select it. All I have to do is click on Spiffy and it automatically gives it to me. Now if I want to apply it to all the Warriors throughout the document, I can do Control Home to go to the beginning of my document, do Control F, and say I want to find all the Warriors throughout the document and replace it. I've done this before where the formatting is my Spiffy style, but I'll go ahead and click in here and say no formatting to show you how I got there by clicking on the Format button and going down to Style and then scrolling down through here until I get to my Spiffy formatting, and you can see all the description of all the formats applied. Click OK. There's my Spiffy. Replace all. It goes throughout the whole document. It tells me it replaced 8. Click OK. Click Close. And there we go. So that looks pretty good. Now if I want to modify this, I don't have to select every single one in here. What a waste of time that would be. If I want to modify my style, all I have to do is come over here and right click on Spiffy and modify it and say instead of bold, well, we'll get rid of it, click OK, automatically updates it, and now everything that's tied or has that style applied to it, in this case all the Warriors, it's not bolded anymore. By the same token, I can come in here and select one of the words that has the style applied to it, and then right click it and left click on my bold, make it bold again, and right click the style that's applied to that selection there and go to Styles, and say I want to update what I've made changed in my selection here for the Spiffy to match my selection. So when I left click on it, it takes what's applied in here that already had the Spiffy style applied to it in bold and updated everything else that now it's back to bold. So you can make a lot of changes here. Just go nuts and then right click and update your styles on the fly here so everything else is updated with the right click. Now this is helpful if I want to be able to, with one click, apply a bunch of formatting to text or paragraphs. But if I want this to show up in all new documents, so when I click File to New, I have my Spiffy style not just applied to this document. You want to right click on that to modify it, and it's this little option down below, New documents will be based upon this template. So I can go ahead and select that, click OK. Voila, automatically it's going to be in all new documents. How do I know? Well, we can take it for a test drive. Click on the Office logo button, go down to New. Double click on the blank document. My new blank document has my spiffy here. Close out and go back to my original document, my poem. If I want to delete it, the style here, and I don't want it anymore in this document, I can do that easy enough just with the right click, and then there's Delete Spiffy. You can't delete them from the Quick Style Gallery, but you can come down here in this box, which again, you can close out and expand it, and it brings up the Styles task pane by right-clicking your spiffy and deleting your spiffy. So it's gone from this document. My question to you is that if I go ahead and create a new document, is it gone from future documents? Let's see, File to New, double-click blank document. It's still there. Okay, so what we want to do is close back out, and we want to manage our styles. So down below we had 3 buttons here. We had the new style. We're going to skip the style inspector, but we want to manage the styles. We'll click on that button, and we want to choose our import export, because what we're looking at in here is that in our normal document template, anytime we create a new document, it's got our spiffy style already sitting in there waiting for us when we open or create a new document. I don't want that to happen. So I'll go ahead and select it and click delete. And are you sure you want to delete spiffy file? Say yes, close out. Now I should be able to go File to New and double click a blank document and not see spiffy up here. Cool. So I can come back down in here and be done with it. So keep in mind, by default it creates the style just within the document, but if you want to apply that style to new documents, you have to right click to modify it and let it know that you do want it in new documents. However, if you want it not applied to new documents, then you want to manage your styles by clicking on the Manage Style button and telling it what you want to import or export in a way of styles into your new documents. So creating your character style, which we didn't do the paragraph, but they're pretty much all the same. In fact, to prove my point, let's go ahead and do a table style. In other words, in each new document, every time I want to create a table, because I'm very table happy, I'd like a certain style applied to it, like maybe a certain fill color within each table, certain size of font. Well, to get started, I want to come up here and click on the Insert tab, click on the Tables button in the Tables group, and let's do a 3x3 table. Click on it. And then brings up the Contextual tab, Design and Layout Tools for the Table Tools. In the Design tab on the Tables Style group, I want to expand the Tables group and come down here and do a new table style. See, it's pretty much the same. I mean, all you're going to come in here and do is name your table style, call it a spiffy table. And then down below, same thing. Do you want to have your text within the table, if you type within the table, to be bold, maybe of a different font? What type of color do you want it to be? Maybe red. And then also your fill color within the table. Gosh, maybe something light. And do you want it bordered? We can click on the all borders, so it gives them all borders with this color, which I don't like all that much, so maybe we'll do a thinner border. Gosh, and let's choose something black. And then apply it again. I clicked on it to deselect it and clicked on it again, so it reapplies the borders, so I don't have that awful brown color it looks like. Then that's pretty much it. I mean, I got my spiffy table style. Maybe I want it to apply to all new documents. It's the same thing. If you apply it to all new documents, then anytime I open up a new document, it should be there. So if I want additional formatting options, there it is. To font, if I want special tabs within the table, but I'll just go ahead and click OK. Now where's my spiffy style? It's going to be up here in this Table Styles group. I just have to expand to see there. It's my custom. If I hover over it, it tells me it's my spiffy table. Click on it, it applies it, and I just start typing. And it's all in red and it looks fancy and I really like it. So if I go ahead and close out of here, I don't save it, should be in my new documents, because remember I selected that option. I'll double click and open up Word again. We'll insert a new table and we'll come to my table. There it is. Just hover over it. There's my spiffy table. Now if I want to get rid of this style in this document, I can always right click it and say delete it. Now when I delete it, it means it deletes it from this document, but not future documents. I could also modify it, of course, and make changes here. But again, if you want to delete it from all future documents or the normal template, then we want to come back to our Home tab and expand our Styles dialog box button here. Come down here and Manage Styles, and then do my Import Export. There's my spiffy table. That's part of anytime I open up my normal blank document that I'll go ahead and delete. And say yes and close out. So if I go ahead and open up a new document, I better not have, anytime I insert a table, no more spiffy styles. Thanks for watching. Hey, as a quick reminder, if you like my video, please give it a thumbs up. You can also click on me and subscribe to my channel, get notified of the latest videos, and for only $2 a month, you can have access to all my Microsoft Office training videos.